Los Angeles Unified's technology services have come a long way to meet the demands of today's learning environment. While past services focused mainly on operations and school staff, today, Los Angeles Unified offers a wide variety of applications for daily support of our students. The classroom environment has changed drastically in recent years, with technology becoming a driving force in education. As one of the largest technology environments in the country, we strive to support our students with the infrastructure needed to make scalable, high-speed access possible for all of our users. And not only can we house an immense amount of data, we can protect it. And help is readily available for our increasing number of users. Los Angeles Unified is customer-focused, proactive, and innovative to ensure that all students graduate ready for the world.
Good morning. Thank you, Kim, for the introduction. And I want to thank all of you for this opportunity that I can share my story. I wanted to start by welcoming everybody to join also this conversation with me in the upcoming sessions that we have. But let's start talking about cybersecurity and what happened with LA Unified and some in the high level, the subject around it. Obviously, it was midnight in the Labor Day weekend in 2022, August of 2022. I received the call, I woke up, and the bad news that most of the CIOs, they don't want to hear. There are bad actors in your network. The call from FBI, the call from White House, all federal agencies, they got involved in the first couple hours of our interaction with the bad actors. So, but reality, what is the infrastructure that we have for LAUSD? What services as an IT department we provide in LAUSD? We provide transportation services. They rely on my technology that we provide for them. We provide the food services for that population that you saw in the presentation. We provides facility services, safety, security, every aspect of the LAUSD. Over 1,300 campuses are serviced by this type of technology. We have a centralized network, infrastructure, data center, and everything like a web connected together. Therefore, any effect, any impact on this infrastructure is going to have severely impact my constituent, which is students, families, and my educators. My teachers, my employees. So when you look at that aspect, at the same time, we are a big target because we have so many doors. We have many network entry points to our system, 250 applications, and this many users that you add them up. We have in total close to 1.6 million users in our identity management system that we are serving. And we are a big target. As you saw, we have 33 million malware attacks each year that we block those attacks. The size and the traffic that we are generating and we are monitoring from it. So therefore, you have a risk and you have a size that these attacks are coming to you. It's at the same time, you need to come up with the process and procedure to improve your posture and your security. The cyber attack in LAUSD, it was valuable resource for us at the same time because it wasn't successful, yet I'm here to tell you a story about it. If it was successful, I wouldn't be here. So it wasn't successful, therefore it helped even law enforcement agencies and others to be able to find evidence to go after these bad actors, to track them down, and at the same time to help me to protect my data and my system and not to pay the ransom. That's the key. Protect yourself and avoid paying the ransom. That was a lesson number one we learned from FBI, from CISA, and everybody else that they're going to tell you. Because no matter what, your data is going to leak in the dark web, one way or another. Never trust a bad actor. So, post-cyber attack, what did we do? We developed a strategic plan like everybody else does. We created the task force. The task force was from industry, knowledgeable resources from private and public sector. We had from multiple organizations, they worked with us, and we created 3 years of strategic plan. based on these three criteria that you see. Number one, governance. You all deal with shadow IT. That's the biggest issue and threat to any organization. If you cannot implement proper governance, even most advanced tools are not going to be able to help you to protect yourself. Therefore, building the governance, avoiding shadow IT, or educating the other departments under your supervision to be able to think securely is important. The second part of it goes about the tools. That's where the money goes. Because you need to build essentially with the security culture across all of your applications and systems. Most of our systems were outdated. Modernizing them was number one priority. Therefore, we adopted the cloud-first strategy. We learned that cloud-first strategy during the pandemic when the excessive usage of the system and services needed more resources. When we were building systems, we adopted Amazon Connect, and we adopted a lot of other technology. And actually, one of the systems that survived during the cyber attack was our call center system, because it wasn't in my data center, it was in the cloud. So that tells you, mission critical system. Make sure develop a proper cloud strategy first. It forces you, I'm not saying cloud by itself is secure, it forces you to adopt the security practice. So therefore, you can follow the model. If you build the same way, you're never going to get to there. So our strategic plan has heavy investment on the technology and the systems. And ultimately, you need people to deliver all of this. The people could be your resources or consultant and services that they are familiar with the product that you are putting in the market. Therefore, adopt the product, that's what our strategy, adopt the products that they are all advanced, but at the same time are properly supported so you can hire resources to implement those technologies. So I heard Kim was talking about expansion of the cyber attack across the education sector. This is just a glimpse that shows you how widespread in 2022 the amount of the cyber attack in K-12 education was. Obviously, you see the green, which is kind of like a norm for education sector, is denial of the distributed denial of service attack, which almost every day we see that. But now the increase is going to be on the ransom and double extortion, which those two go in hand. That was what LAUSD dealt with. Number one, protect your system, and eventually the prevention from data leak. So what's the cost? How much is going to cost the cyber attack? These 6 criteria tells you the cost, and this is the slide that I use for my CFO, and I advise anybody who wants to justify the cost of enhancing security to take a look at this, because that's where it tells you the cost is not just the data recovery. The cost is not just paying the ransom, if you end up paying the ransom, which we didn't. The cost of the legal issues that you may deal post-cyber attack. And then you have the cost to your brand. You have a reputation, you have a brand. People recognize you. That's going to be tarnished to some extent by the cyber attack. And eventually, your insurance cost is going to go up. We all know that. You have a car, you drive, you get in an accident, your insurance goes up. It's the same thing in cyber attack. You get breached once, your cost is going to go up unless you have a proper plan to prevent it. And ultimately, every organization that get breached once, within the first year, 80% of them, they're going to breach again. So I'm waiting for August, but I'm protecting my system to make sure this is not going to happen to me. So there are some significant metrics over here as well, talking about the growth of the cyber attack. I really want you to pay attention to probably 3 sections over here. There are 2 metrics they're talking about increase about the demand and at the same time spending on the ransom, which you can see it over there. Those 2 metrics, they grow 3-fold at least on one and the other one. But what is more important, that 287 days, that's which takes 287 days for organization in average to recover from cyber attack, fully recover. That's almost 2/3 of the year is gone. Revenue, financial, being effective in the service that you're providing, doesn't matter what service it is going to be impacted by that. We were lucky that we fully recovered within 90 days because there was an effort from federal, local, and everybody else to help us, and even partners, to build and bring up our environment sooner than later. But what is the expensive part is that 21 days. In average, you're out of reach for 21 days. This is where we were successful. That's what I'm saying. The attack was unsuccessful because the Tuesday after the Memorial Day, our school was on an operation. Why? That's a question that I'm going to answer in the session. That's right now I'm sharing with you. Lightning talk, protect yourself against cybersecurity threat. Please join me at 2:15. Thank you.